Interesting. Well, hey, friends. I hope this went live. We are just 12 days out from my keynote in Basel, Switzerland on innovation from the margins and nurturing a ruthless focus on the global clinicians we serve. And there is never a perfect time to write a keynote. I am on third shift brain. I woke up at midnight. It is now currently 4 p.m. I've been going since midnight. And I have this strange pocket where every child I have four of them, is on a screen, whether it's a Nintendo Switch or watching like Baby Shark and things out in the room. I have a very full cup of coffee. I have a Belvita crunchy snack that I got from a food pantry. And we are just going to make ourselves right. Now, for a bit of context, this is a really exciting event. If you're thinking about going to Health.Tech, I have an affiliate link to it. Just send me a DM and I can let you know how to join. I should have put that in the description. I forgot, which is fine. And if you have any questions as you read over my shoulder, just let me know because it helps me write with better clarity. But I'm going to try to focus. I'm going to go into grad school writing mode because I did a master's in global leadership at a theological seminary while raising 1 to 3 kids. And we are just going to flow. And I'll kind of narrate as I write. I have rehearsed this for over 100 plus days while working third shift at Amazon in little 15-minute slices, but I have not dedicated the time to sit down and write in a ideal world, perfect conditions kind of setup. And today is anything but that, but we're gonna hit it. So let me just jump in. All right. Bum, 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 bum. A shift in tone, not quite closure, but an indication to pay close attention. Nobody plans on hitting zero, and they definitely don't plan on hitting zero in a foreign country with 4 kids. Our family navigated 12 relocations in 1 year to get to Japan. I'm going to use lots of ellipses because that helps me pause. A 13th relocation to continue life in Japan, following a messy exit to continue life in Japan. So I'm giving myself like little clues. 13th relocation to continue life in Japan. Let me turn my music down because it's actually a little bit too high for me. Following a messy exit from a decade-long career in surgical robotics at Johnson& Johnson. And after only 7 months of all in entrepreneurship, we face an impossible 14th relocation. I'm going to emphasize this 14th relocation when our revenue failed to exceed our high expat burn rate. I still admire the courage of my wife, who stood against me. My wife, who stood against me, helping me face the reality of either going bankrupt in Tokyo or a scorched earth transition to our hometown in Chicago. At a total loss, I remember asking Felicia, show me how the hell we can move to Chicago with no job, no cash flow, and no corporate relocation support. And in just 20 days, she showed me. We pulled our kids from international school midterm, which was brutal. Just brutal. Packed out, this is ellipses, packed out our entire life into a shipping container sailing across the Pacific Ocean. Oh, said goodbye. Son of the most. We want to bring them into pain. Welcome to Pain Cave, to some of the most meaningful relationships, friendships, we have ever established. Pulled our kids from international school midterm, which was brutal. Said goodbye to some of the most meaningful friendships we'd ever established. Packed out our entire life into a shipping container, sailing across the Pacific Ocean. And on Halloween Eve, 2024, I found myself on a failure plane to America, to Chicago. To Chicago. Wondering what comes next. Big pause. I want to establish that today's discussion isn't about me. It isn't even about you. It's about a female colorectal surgeon in Osaka who struggles to safely articulate and fire a powered surgical stapler because it wasn't designed with her small hand size and grip strength in mind. It's about an 82-year-old Obachan, her grandmother in Kyoto, coughing up blood on the table during a manual bronchoscopy. I'll say maybe in a manual bronchoscopy biopsy as she navigates late stage thoracic cancer and multiple comorbidities. It's about a veteran surgeon in Okayama who's failed to convert to a robotic approach in his liver resections because of his liver resection. This steep learning curve and unfamiliar instrumentation with him concerns of excessive blood loss. You have no idea how many times it took him to get that language right. So many rehearsals in my head where I was like, why can't these words work? Found it. Uh, Let me integrate chat. I'm going to do a quick pause just to check the live on different channels really fast and check chat integration. Give me 1 second. Oh, maybe I can fix this description while I'm at it. Give me more than 1 second. I'm going to add a link to the keynote or to the event in case somebody decides to join. So let me grab that really fast. I'm doing something off screen. So let's see. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to grab it from the Sunday Sips because it's better. Uh, I know you're waiting. You're waiting. It's okay. I'm going to come right back. I promise I won't leave you forever. I'll be desperate. I'm just kidding. Alright, like that. Come over here. Oh, this is awesome. I'm fixing my oh, we just add okay. Beautiful. And let me add a comment. Testing linked in chat of the live. Prep. It's great. There's a lot of things that I think are really important, and that's true. And my wife's like, the most important thing you have to do right now is this keynote. And I was like, yeah, I know. With entrepreneurship, I've been pushing a lot of things in parallel very hard. And she's right. It's like, you got to stop and do this right. 100%. Now, I haven't stopped prepping, but I haven't sat down the way that I am right now. So I'm really hopeful about this. There we go. All right, let's add this. YouTube chat integration test. That should go. I think like my audio is kind of loud. There's a lot I still need to figure out with my streaming platform. I'm using StreamYard instead of OBS Studio. Totally different world. Let's go Twitch. And as soon as I got all three of these working, we'll jump back into focus, ideally. All right, let's go to chat. Twitch is making me sign in. Why does it want to know my name? This is bizarre. I know there's things you can't see. I'm just gonna let this rage for a second. This is so weird. Why is it making me do this? Oh god. No, I don't have my mobile phone. My daughter knows. All right, let's just keep working. It's fine. Okay. It's about a veteran surgeon in Okayama who's failed. It seems like everything's working besides Twitch. It's about a veteran surgeon in Okayama who's failed to convert to a robotic approach in his liver resections because the steep learning curve and unfamiliar instrumentation give him concerns of excessive blood loss. Gosh, that's so much smoother than it used to be. Fixed it. It's about a 52-year-old father in Nagano. It's about a 52-year-old husband and father in Nagano, who hope to wake up free from colorectal cancer. Rectal cancer. Gut from anesthesia. Anesthesia. Free from colorectal cancer. But after an 11-hour procedure, plagued with complications, he discovered a stoma bag protruding from his abdomen. Protruding from his abdomen, forever altering the way he'll use the restroom for the remainder of his life. What the heck? It's about how far we're willing to go to be proximal to the unmet needs. How far we're willing to go to be proximal. This language is different than what I have remembered. So how far we're willing to go to hear the voice of marginalized clinicians. To hear the voice of marginalized clinicians. Clinicians and the patients. They're so desperate. So it's about the risks we're willing to take. The risks we're willing to take to progress meaningful product innovation. Risks we're willing to take to challenge the status quo. Status quo. and progress meaningful product innovation on their behalf. But most importantly, and selfishly, today provides me an opportunity to geek out with you about surgical robotics and all the wonderful ways we can cut folks up and ideally put them back together. Pause to see if sarcasm hits well. Such a tool. Oh, I wrote this like a month ago. It's nice because the pacing is still there. Anytime you write and communicate, you're taking a risk. With every word, it's a risk. And the ability to improvise around it, but still anticipate is, I think that's where a lot of the magic is. So, so, so is my favorite transitionary word. I use it all the time. Probably too much. It's a filler. It's borderline filler word for me, but I think it's just so punchy. So let's sit up. Take a deep breath. Literally breathe. This gives me a reset and helps the audience process what they experience. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Ikimasho. Kind of like that. Let's get to work. Ikimasho. Otsukaresama deshita. Otsukaresama desu. Otsukaresama. Otsukaresama desu. Otsukaresama desu. Let's get to work. Let me throw that in. Otsukaresama desu. So let's sit up, take a deep breath, and let's get to work. Otsukaresama desu. I'm going to walk to the new region on the stage. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. With silence. It's okay. That's okay. I didn't warn you about this. It's okay. I know you're still waking up. Oh, I hate that. Why is it doing that? It's still waking up. It's okay. I know you're still waking up. Let's try the other side. Now, I don't know how big this room's going to be. So, this is something where I really have to scope this out the night before and see if the way that I'm imagining moving through stage makes sense. I don't know if this room's going to have 200 people in it or 10. I genuinely mean that. So, but this is a way to try to activate the audience and help them catch a refrain. Now, this area I know I'm going to have to rewrite a lot of. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Let them hang in silence. It's okay. I know you're still waking up. No, you're still waking up. Let's try the other side. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, there's some energy. I say, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I know you all want a second chance. All want a second. All together. Minasan. Minasama. Minasama. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I know you all want a second chance. All together. Minasama. I don't know. Throwing in like a touch of Japanese seems me. Everyone. Yeah. Mina. Sama. Sama is more than san. It's like the polite. I know you all want a second chance. Everyone. Mina sama. Bum 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 bum. Like, I need to let that hang. Oh God. I hate when stuff like that happens. Yes. But hang. Sigh. What a beautiful harmony. Okay, this all needs to go. This all. I mean, there's a lot we have to fix in here. Woo! Got a lot of source material that's not organized. So what I'm gonna do is just drive everything away. Wish I knew how to put a new title in. Just add more of those. This is all like reference stuff. These sections aren't going to make any sense. I'm just going to write it straight through. So I'm going to have to remember it straight through anyway. What a beautiful harmony. We'll pitch it back. Why are you doing that? Why? Why the hell is it doing that? Why aren't you Word? No pitch in the back. What the frick? Why is this doing this? What is going on? I don't want the space bar to make it return. That is the dumbest thing ever. I'm so confused. What am I doing wrong? Low pitch in the back. Told me to refresh. That didn't fix it. That was not helpful. What the hell? I'm supposed to write a story. It was like the day and time I don't want to navigate this. What a beautiful harmony. There's like something I'm not understanding.
Got a minute?
Yeah. What's up? Greetings, friends. Second, we have some failures. Okay, we're back. I do not know why this is behaving the way it is. I don't know why it functions that way. Oh, weird. Weird. I have to just have a D at the end of this? Is that really how they're going to make me do this? Word, then word, return, word, then word. I have to write with a frickin' D at the end of this. This is so stupid. But watch, if I delete all this, it doesn't work. I don't know why this is happening, but I have to just work on. Then words. Then what? What? Oh! It's a me problem. I just fatigue hallucinated for 20 minutes thinking that my spacebar returned. Perhaps it's all in my head. Okay. But watch, I'll delete this and try it and it'll fall apart. All right. So I want to create this moment. Let's just level set for a minute. Bringing them into the pig lab. What a beautiful harmony. A little pitchy in the back, but it brings me straight. A little pitchy in the back. That's okay. It still brings me. Let's test it. Okay, straight back to the tissue lab. Tissue lab. Where I heard that tone sing in sweet harmony. We're gonna hit the senses with the sizzle of carotid. Sorry for that burp. Carotid arteries, jejunum, jejunum, mesentery, and other lovely bovine tissues. Tissue. Number 4. I can still. I know some of you might think this is nasty. I'm going to throw my words a little bit. Now, I know someone might think this is nasty. I'm going to throw a little southerner. Nasty. But every time I make Japanese curry from scratch, I break down. That's 6 pounds in kilos. This is a kilos audience. 6 pounds into down. 3 kilos of pork. Break down 3 kilos worth of pork shoulder and sear it before braising in a rich dashi. That initials every time when I smell that seared, charred pork fat. It also brings me back to life. So if you're willing, if you'd indulge. That's the word I want. Indulge. The pretentious. Engineer. Just a bit. Just feeling a bit nostalgic. So much. Change it. I'm about to show you. This is straight out of my TED Talk to show you. It's raw. Cylindrical. So this stuff versus you. Look away. Let me reread that flow. It's my understanding that this is the tightest I can get this. What a beautiful harmony. A little pitchy in the back, but that's okay. We can work on it. It's okay. We'll work on it. And it still brings me straight back to the tissue lab, where I heard that tone thousands of times. tens of thousands of times, singing in sweet harmony with the sizzle of carotid arteries, jejunum, mesentery, and other lovely bovine tissues. Tissue, bovine tissue. Now, I know some of you might think this is nasty, but every time I make Japanese curry from scratch, I break down 3 kilos worth of pork shoulder and sear it before braising it in a rich dashi for hours. Let's geek out. For those of you, like, I think the side path is what makes it interesting. It has to be embellished. For those of you unfamiliar with Japanese cuisine, a dashi is a rich, is a broth made from shaved tuna flakes, bonito, to give the meat umami or that flavor. Now, you might be saying, like, I'm wasting words. I should be getting to the point. I should be getting into surgery as quickly as possible. And the reality is, I don't think that's what the story's about. It is about clinicians, but I want people to have an experience. I want them to have feelings. I want them to be able to visualize and taste it and touch it and smell it and hear it because that's what's proximity feels like when you see these visceral things in the OR. Now, I have to give myself enough room to go deep in those, but I think setting the standard this early with these little side quests to bring people into a moment is really important. So let me play. I'm going to give myself space to play around with this. Sure, I can punch it up. I can get it a little tighter. If I practice it, I can run it faster. And for all I know, we'll get through it and we'll cut this whole thing. Uh, what a beautiful harmony. A little pitchy in the back. That's okay. We'll work on it. It's still, we'll work on it, but it's still there. We go. It's butt not in. I think that extension thing fixed this actually, but still brings me straight back to the tissue lab where I hope that heard that tone tens of thousands of times, singing in sweet harmony with the sizzle of carotid arteries, jejunum, mesentery, and other lovely bovine tissue. Now, I know some of you might think this is nasty. I love that line so much. But every time I make Japanese curry from scratch, I break down 3 kilos worth of I break down a 3 kilo pork shoulder, 3 kilo, break down a 3 kilo pork shoulder and sear it before braising it in a rich dashi for hours. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Japanese cuisine, a dashi is a broth made from shaved, shaved, okay, and dried tuna flakes, bonito, to give the meat umami or a depth of flavor. When I smell during that first stage of searing the pork shoulder, the smell of charred fat and muscle. Yeah, bring them into the pieces. Bring them into the bits. There we go. Y'all are like, this is nasty. It also brings me straight back to the lab. It's inevitable. No, it did the thing again. No. It's inevitable. I think what I want to bring folks into, these are like new unexpected learnings as I'm writing this in real time. I want to bring them into a piece of obsession because that's what ruthless looks like in these spaces. It's not something you casually do. It's tens of thousands of hours. It is constantly challenging the status quo. We're going to land this with having the audacity to ask. And I think creating this sense of always pushing, always more on behalf of clinicians. The inevitability, I think, is these words are really important. It gives us, these also give us anchor words to settle back. Man, I'm emotional. It's so interesting. Oh man, I don't know what's on the backside of this talk, but it's going to be so interesting. It's inevitable. So if you'd be willing to indulge a pretentious engineer who's feeling a bit nostalgic about their time at J&J, what I'm about to show you is raw surgical footage. So if this kind of stuff grosses you out, then look away right now. This this is one of my I found my favorite instruments. Monic 1100. Roughly the width of a pencil. This instrument. They're just ultrasonic.
Joe,
Ah!
the kids are hungry, so
Okay.
just feed them so that way they're done being fed.
But my flow. Okay. I feed them.
You have 3 children
I know.
that you can't ignore.
Are you taking that one? I can feed them. Yep, I'll be in a minute. I'll be in a minute. Just close the door so I can wrap up. I'll be in a minute. Thanks for taking off, you. This is one of my favorite instruments, the harmonic 1100, roughly the width of a pencil, this instrument. Roughly the width of this pencil. This instrument. See, I have language from a previous TED Talk, but I don't know if it's the guitar string. Roughly the width of a pencil, this instrument. Vibrates. 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 50,000 cycles per second. Vibrates. Long, thin, titanium blade. 50,000 cycles per second to create a harmonic vibration. Like a guitar string. That's not what I'm wanting. Okay, let me go feed my kids. I'll keep working on it. Appreciate you, friends. I'm torn between the talk I did and the talk this needs to be. My TED Talk really embellished this, and I feel a need to pull beyond this. And I don't know exactly where that lands, so I got to think about it while I cook. All right. See you around, friends. I'll probably try to go live again in like an hour.